I'll tell you about one more data type called as tuple, T-U-P-L-E. Okay. Okay. Fine. It is a list, but just remove the mutability. What are the features of list? Sequence, heterogeneous, remove mutability, and you get what we call as tuple. All right. So any of the functions which were modifying a list, will they be supported on tuple? No. So append will be there, no. Extend will be there, no. Clear, no. Sort, no. Reverse, no. Find will be there or not? Yes. And index, yes, because you can find or look up things, but you cannot modify things. So will it allow you to index something and change it? No. Will it allow you to index it or slice it? Yes. But will it allow changes while doing that? No. So that's tuple. Another difference is the symbol it uses brackets. That's it. Nothing apart from that. So if you go there and you say, let's say t equals to this thing and print t, comma type of t, you get this. Okay. Done. And if you would have done any assignments by now, you would have seen a question. Write a program to swap two variables. Okay, did you do it? Okay. Okay. Fine. So this is a tuple. All right. How to put some data in a tuple? T equals to, let's say, 1, 2. Again, we will put the same thing, print t, comma type of t. Here's my tuple of 2 elements. Is it heterogeneous? Yes. Can it contain a list inside it? Yes. Can the list contain tuple inside it? Yes. Can it contain strings? Yes. Can it contain string directly? Yes. Fine. Okay. Given a list, let's say a equals to 1, 2, 3. Can I convert it to a tuple? Yes. Can I convert it back to a list? Yes. Can I? Okay. Print a comma. Fine. All right. Okay. Same behavior. So tuple, and this list and string are sequences. str. Okay. Sequence means ordering is there. Positional association, we can say. All right, and there is something other than positional association also. So these have positional association by indexes. What else we can do? Let's say s equals to a b c d, print bracket s star 3. What will happen? Fine, it repeats it. Same can be done for list also. So if I go there and I say a equals to list of t, print bracket a star 3. Fine, you can generate repetitions of a list. Good. Want to try it or fine? These are syntaxes. Want to write a line or two? It's okay. Otherwise, I'll move forward. Forward. Okay. All right. Then we'll go down, and this is tuple. So if I go there and I write print dir bracket tuple, it has just 2 functions. Fine. Why? Because it's not mutable, so all other operations are not there. Mutability gone, operations gone. So makes it less complex. So more features are there, more complex a data type will be, more operations will be there. So this is your tuple. Okay. And what else can we do with a tuple? What is the use of a tuple? That's more important. Tuple is immutable, so wherever we need something which should not change over time, then we will put tuple. Now, where? There will be a data type called as dictionary. Okay. In there we will be using this. Fine. Good. Never is it bad. Always it's good. Okay. So we'll go there. Some people join now. What do you want to do now? What? Something? Let's say, in your assignments, there will be tough questions. If you don't know Python much, then it would be tough. Otherwise, it will be very easy. And things will take some time. So, ask if you have any problems. Ask on the WhatsApp group itself. Okay, try. Don't get it. Ask on WhatsApp group. Let me check one thing. Didn't even put anything there. No, nothing. So once you ask someone or someone has to reply, you have already solved it. Okay, you would have pushed your solution to GitHub. Okay, the other person can go and check the solution or the code of other person. So use your WhatsApp group to discuss these things and use it. Otherwise, only I am hosting. Will be late or not. Fine, better than that. So use it. At least this week, start using it. I'll expect. Fine. Ask whatever question or doubts you have. Put a screenshot, take a photo of your code, and put it there. Okay. So this is one thing, and that's your tuple data type. Let's come to one important thing called as functions. Okay, functions are very, very, very important. Okay. So what is a function? First thing, we have been using functions till now. What is a function?
Use a process. Use a process that indicates a process to run.
We are using functions till now. What do? They do some job, some process, correct? All right, and to do that process, what we have to do? We have to do something called as call it or calling a function. All right. So when we call a function, what happens? Whatever code is written there, what is function? Function is just a piece of code. Okay. When you call it, system goes there where that code is present or written. It executes it. Once it is finished, then comes back to where you had called it. That's it. Fine. So function is nothing but a named piece of code, something like that, or a piece of code that has a name. And in Python, if I go there, print is a function. Fine. Yes. These are just names. What is P now? Fine. Oh, I cannot delete print directly. Then print equals to 10. Fine. These are just names. You can do anything with a function. So print is the name of a function, built-in function, which does what? Which does job of printing. Now, where is that function? Inside P. What is print right now? 10. Fine. So in Python, these are just names. You can change them. So now I can say print equals to P. Print is now your built-in function. All right. So function is simply a piece of code, a name of something that does, a piece of code that does something, and you give it a name. Why do we define functions or why do we create functions? Reasons is, for example, when you have to find power, there is a built-in function POW. Okay. There will be some logic of finding the power. For example, if I have to write the logic, let's say P equals to int bracket input. Okay. And something like some logic would be written. Okay. And so whenever I would have to find power or exponent, I would have to find power of something. I would need to write all this code. So instead of writing this code again and again, what they did is they took this piece of code, gave it a name, and whenever you write that name now, this code starts executing. Okay. But for this operation to happen, base and exponent, you give that function how many values? 2 values. Okay. So we need to give that somehow. All right. And once its job is done, the job of POW is done, it gives me back the result. Okay. Or does it print by itself? Does it print? No. It gives me back the result. What if I have to find x to the power y and y to the power x and add it? Do I need to print it? No. I need to add the result of the operation, x to the power y and y to the power x. So normally when we define a function ourselves, okay, we would prefer that the function takes some arguments or takes some data and gives back the result. Okay. Does POW function ask you to enter the base and exponent? No. You give it the base and exponent. Now you take it as input from user, or you take it from a file, you write it hard coded, or you take one as input, you will hard code the other. Doesn't matter to POW. Or the main thing is it takes the data, gives you back the result. That's how functions should be defined. All right. But have we written the function here? No. There is a built-in function POW that we are using. Fine. So how to define a function? There is a keyword in Python for that. We have it def, def. All right. After that, you write name of function. Name means what? Identifier. So can I write the name of function as in? No, in is a keyword. Let's say funct, funct. After that, you put your bracket, function call bracket. But after it, you put a column, just like how you put after a for loop. Column means we have started definition of function. Once you hit enter, code should be after indentation. Remember this part. To tell Python that this piece of code belongs to the function and this piece does not. So Python will rely on again what? Indentation. So if I write a print, let's say function, okay, done. If I run this code, what will happen? Nothing. Why? You have defined the function, but you have not used it or called it. So defining a function just creates it in the memory of system. You have to call it. How do you call a function? You put the name. So however many times you call it, it will execute it. Fine. All right. How it executes is when Python sees line 1, it says that function has started its definition. Fine. Started. When it sees line 2, okay, since this is indented, this is part of the function. Then it sees line 3, which is blank, ignores. Then it sees line 4. Is it indented? No. It means the function definition has finished and line number 4 is not part of the function. That's how Python will understand it. Then it sees like since function definition has finished, it will define a name, funct, and put inside it what code? Print this thing. That code belongs to it. Then once it sees line number 4, it starts executing it because it's a normal piece of code. So when it calls function 4, it will jump to line number which 1, execute it and come back to line number 4 again. Is there anything else to be done in line number 4? No. Line number 6, jump to line number 1, come back again. Anything else? No. Come to line number 8, jump back, execute it and come back again. So that's how function executes. Okay. But okay, this part clear?
Yes.
Okay. If I want to define a function which takes some data, then in the bracket I can say a variable name. Let's say x, print, let's say anything I can do with this, x, comma, x star x, something like that. Fine. Fine. You get it? What the code does? First, it defines a function that takes x. Okay. So when it comes to line number 4, it says funct bracket 10. So it will jump back here and make the value of x as what? 10. Then it will say square 10 star 10 gives you 100. Then it comes back. Function finished comes back. Then it says line number 5 funct int bracket input enter a number. So first it needs to input. So first it will take input, which I gave as 33. Then that input will convert to integer. Once that finishes, that 33 will go to which function? Funct. So now it will jump here and x will be what at that point of time? 33. It will solve and give you print the result. How does it give back the result? It prints. Okay. If I go in this line and I write r equals to this thing and I say there print bracket r and I run it now, it prints none there for r. None means, remember none means empty. So whenever you use a function which doesn't give back any result, it gives back by default what? None. In this function, is it giving anything? No. So it gives back what? None. This function will also give back what? None. If you somehow want to return a result, you have to use something called as a return keyword. And a function can contain more than one line of code. Okay, we are writing only one right now. And what I'll do is, let's say, r equals to fine. When I run this code, it executes but doesn't print anything because there's no print statement. Then I'll say print r, it gives me back what? 100. Now I can say something like square plus square. Suppose I can take the results and do some operation on it. But in this case, it prints it. So can I do any operation on the result? No, it just gets printed. Now I want to print it, I want to add it, I want to subtract it. All that I can do with my function. So functions should prefer to return the result instead of printing them. Normally when you're working, you would not write functions that would ever print. Nothing would be printed from a function. Okay, they would do the process and done. Okay, fine. Want to note this down? Because there is some kind of syntax there. Okay, try to do it quick, and then I'll give you a question. Small one. Okay, I forgot this. Online guys, who all is there? Okay. Clear guys? Okay, Topic is also online today. Okay, Shashank, fine. Stop. Camera is looking something. See, don't write word by word. If you understand, you can make changes. At least change the name of function, write your name instead of this func. Something else you can also try. Instead of square, you can make a cube, or maybe something else also. Make changes yourself. And this return is also a keyword. Okay. Return is a keyword in Python. Return. Any trouble? Bugs on your system, all the code. Fine. Okay. Let's do one thing. You have to write a program to find. Okay, not a program. Write a function. Can you write a for loop inside a function? Yes. Now the code that you will write inside the for loop will be indented at how many levels? 2. 1 because it's part of function, 1 because the code of for loop will be part of function and the for, so 2 times. Okay. Anyways, your Jupyter will automatically put that. You have to write a function fact, okay, which takes a number n as an argument, all right, and returns factorial of n. which is noted by n exclamation mathematically. But what exactly you have to return is, if I give 5, so the factorial of 5 is equal to what? 5 multiply what? Into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. And what is that? 120. Correct. So the return value should be 120. Similarly, so I should give a number to fact, one number. So how many arguments it needs? 1. And it should return the product of numbers from 1 till n. Yesterday we were doing sum. Remember? Now you have to do what? Product. Can you define a function for that? Try. You want me to show you some other piece of code? Let me know. How to define? First thing that you have to write is what? Def. Okay. Then the logic is there. Right, and I'll clear the pad and I'll paste this also. Okay, the pad is already clear. Okay, we'll try quick and paste your solution, whatever code you are writing. Okay, anyone? No. See, how do you generate numbers from 1 to n? For I in range, you go 1 to n or n to 1. Is it same or not? Yes, it is same. Because when you multiply 1 or multiply 2 or 2 multiply 1, you get the result as same. Okay. So whether you go from 1 to n or n to 1, it's fine. Alright. And what operation you have to do again and again? Multiplication. Right. Okay, whose code is this? Can you put your name also there? Okay. Name is. See, this is quite easy. In your someone asks someone to write this code and interview, should take less than 30 seconds. Yeah. We'll time it how fast I write. Okay. Uh, Okay. Okay. Fine. No one else. Okay. Fine. Okay. No one else pasted. Guys. Okay. Harika, fine. See, paste whatever you have written. No. Whatever you have written, paste it. Quick. Whatever works, doesn't work, doesn't matter. Paste it with your names. Quick. You don't have Etherpad? This is the link. Etherpad.net/p/Gaurav GAURAV_DSC_code. You connected to Wi-Fi? You can ask. It's TP-Link 461 and password is 21867095. Okay. Guys, paste quick. Online guys, are you doing or not? I have only from 2 people, Niharika and Mika. So guys, paste whatever you have written. I just want to see how you are thinking, what you are doing, and how much code you have written, and did you even listen or not? Niharika, we needed that in form of function, but at least code would work, so that's fine. No issues with that.
I'm trying, but I'm not getting to do.
Okay, with the help of function.
Yeah.
Okay, what you have to do is you have to move this code a little to the right, and then write def func or fact as I had told, and instead of writing range 1,6, we will put there an int, and that's it. And the last thing is the function should not print it, so function should return it. Return like this. Count. Done.
Okay.
So it will take a value n. N can be anything. We will go in the range 1 to n. Remember, don't write range directly because otherwise it will give you what? 0. Because first time it will multiply 1 with what? 0. And this also has to be 1. Okay, you're using count as the variable. Do we need this variable I? Here, no. Okay, so when you say for I in range 1 comma n, I starts from where? 1. First time it will multiply counts value should be not 0 here. In case of when we were finding the sum of numbers, we were taking it 0. In case of product, we have to set it to 1. Then we multiply it again and again till we reach n, and then we return this value of count or whatever it is. All right, fine. So that's how you can write. Yeah, this. What is this? Does it work? Can you remove this from there? Is it going in mean star? Is it showing star? Your code.
Nothing is showing.
How means?
No,
I mean.
When I press shift plus enter, go next line.
But is it showing a star that it is
No.
executing continuously?
Yeah, it is executing continuously.
Because you have written a recursive function. It's calling itself again and again. Shashank, you're saying it's not working function x in range n. I think what does range give you? Range gives you what? It gives you 0 to n minus 1, and plus you have to store the result in some kind of variable. So first you need to define that variable. Here you need to define, let's say p equals to 1. This is the variable where I'm going to store the product. See, when you are doing this kind of program where you have to repeatedly do some operation, okay, and generate a result using the old result also. For example, when you have to do this program, I'll just write code quickly. Def fact n p equals to 1 for I in range bracket 1 comma n plus 1, because we want to reach till n. P star equals to I, return p. Done. That's it. Print fact of 5, 6, it should print 120, which it prints. So remember two things. Leave your system. How do you find the product of numbers? 1 multiply 2 multiply 3 multiply 4 multiply 5, like this. In case of program, what you will do, first you will say 1 multiply 1. What is the result? 1. Then you multiply this result with the next number. 1 multiply by 2. What is the result? 2. Next time what will happen? 2 multiply by 3. What is the result? 6. Next what will happen? 6 multiply by 4. Like that it will go, and that should happen. So the first number that should get multiplied is what? 1. And range has to say n plus 1. Why? Because if you say range 1 comma n, it will go from 1 to n minus 1. So I should write n plus 1. Next thing is I need to store the result of previous expression. So I need a variable whose value should be what? 1. And since we are doing multiplication, multiplicative identity is what? 1. It's not 0. Additive identity is 0. Identity means if you multiply something by 1, it stays as it is. If you add 0 to something, it stays as it is. So that's why identity. So for multiplication, it is 1. So first time p is 1. 1 multiply 1, 1. Next time p becomes what? It's 1 only. But I becomes 2. So 1 into 2, p becomes 2. Next time p is 2, I is what? 3. 2 into 3, 6. P becomes 6. I becomes what? 4. 4 into 6, 24. Then 5, 120. Like that. Once it finishes, then you have to return the result from the function. So for returning the result, what do you write? Return space the variable which contains the value. Okay, fine. And all this should be a part of function. Don't write this fact inside the function, because if you write this fact here, it means you are calling the function from itself. So will it stop? No, not normally. Okay. So this is the code. Quickly write it on your system if you haven't written. If you have written, great.
If you want to see the each and every
Step.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we'll remove it then. So if I move it near to me, it's of no use. Okay, I'll remove this. Someone was saying something.
Yeah, Gaurav, actually I pasted one code. I'm getting 120 and none. Can you just explain why none I'm getting? Just Niharika.
Okay. Actually, I had to check your name. That way.
Before only.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you are getting
120 plus none.
You see, when you write return, in this case, you're writing the return statement inside the loop or outside the loop.
Inside the loop.
Inside the loop. Inside loop means once it will do 1 multiply 1, it will immediately return the value. So what will it return? 1. And see, once a return statement is executed, your loop or your code finishes. It doesn't wait for the next iteration. Return means exit the function immediately as soon as it is executed. So what will happen? It will exit the function and come out. So you need to put return inside the function but outside the loop. Like that. Okay? Fine?
Okay.
You want to reverse the function 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You reverse the range. N, comma, 0, comma, minus 1. Fine? Yeah, minus 1, you have to specify step size. Okay?
Range 1 to n always will be t at minus 1.
Yes. So it should be n plus 1 always. Not always means depending on what you are doing. It should be like that. Okay? Now,
I want to see that each and every single output for every iteration.
you want to see each and every single output. So for that, what we can do is there is a tool called as Spyder. SPYDER. Not there on my system. Okay. It's not showing me on my system. So if same thing happens for you, then you can open Anaconda Navigator. Okay. And we'll wait for Navigator to open. Then we will wait for Spyder also to open. Okay. So this thing clear till the time this Navigator opens. Online guys, everyone fine? you're doing reverse iteration. Shashank, where? Let me check. But does the code work? No. It will give you something like a name error at many lines. You're doing n minus equal to 1, f equal to x star x minus 1. But what is x here? X, I think earlier you had written something like, wait, I think I changed your code. Yeah, it would give you many names error in your code. So you have to first fix the name error, and then if you see you are not keeping the result of previous expression, you're just taking x star x minus 1. But that won't work in that case. Okay, just fix your name error first. After that, I'll explain the logic once it starts working. Okay, and this navigator just opened. No, I don't want to improve Anaconda. Again, don't show again. Fine. And once you open this Anaconda navigator, so you see there's Spyder, SPYDER. We just launch it, and we'll wait again. By the time, okay, this thing fine. All right. Good. Any problem? No. But no, very few people wrote the code. Okay. So the practice a lot. Fine. A lot means I really mean a lot. Write as much code in the form of function. See, whatever assignments you are doing initially, okay, write them normally, then write them in the form of function again. So it will be double practice and you will be able to write functions again. So please do that. Please. Not for me. It will help you. I know how to write functions very nicely. Okay. Yes, Megha.
Actually, I'm asking that what's the name error in the Python?
Sorry, what is the?
What is the name error in Python?
Name error.
So that in this code there will be name error in Shashank's code.
Yeah.
Why will be there?
Because when he is saying there for okay, actually I changed his code multiple times. So okay, there won't be as of now any name error. All right, it will work. But what is the result that you will get? Just think.
I don't understand why you have done n equals to n minus 1. There is no name because it's for x.
Actually, the names are all present. I was thinking that it would give a name error for x, but I missed to see that this x is present in the for loop, so it won't give a name error. But what it is doing is, it's f equal to x star x minus 1. So first time x will be what? 0. 0 multiply 0 minus 1 gives 0. All right. Next time x is what? 1. So 1 into, sorry, 0, 1 into 0 gives you what? 0. Next time, and let's say n is 5. So the last value of n will be what? 4. It will do 4 multiply 3 and give you the result as 12, which will get stored in f. What is the last value inside f?
12.
What was the last value when we got 4? 12. So it will return you 12. Instead of finding the product accumulating, okay, instead of accumulating the product, it just keeps the product of the last operation. Okay, so it should ideally be x star f like that. And if I write here now x star f, it will give a name error. So I need to define f outside, f equal to 1. Now it will work. Okay.
What's that name error?
Name error means, let's say this is my interpreter, I exit it, okay. I open Python interpreter again. Have I defined anything, any variable by the name x?
No.
No. If I do x there, does it give error? Yes. Name error means that I am trying to use a variable name or name of something. Name of something which Python doesn't know. That's what name error is.
Okay, fine.
Okay, do you get it now?
Yeah, yeah.
So inside a function, if I define a function, let's say this function is there, and I write there x equals to y. So is any variable by the name y existing here? No. So it will give me a name error that okay, this name y does not exist. All right,
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So guys, just see this now. Once you open Spyder, it will look like this. See there. Once you open Spyder, it looks like this. All right. It has multiple sections. This is your code area. All right. This part we don't need. What we want here is variable explorer. Do you see there down? Variable explorer. Okay. So variable explorer will show you what all variables are there and what are their values. And this is your console. Okay. Fine. When you run the code directly, it will run and give you the result here. It won't show anything here or here. Fine. It gives the result directly as 120. But if I go to debug, and debug means execute, but in a different way. All right. There are multiple ways that are there. One thing is step, one thing is step into, one thing is step return, one thing is continue. Okay. Four things are there. Step means when you run a piece of code, Python also goes step by step. Step means execute the next instruction, execute the next instruction, execute the next instruction. But when you come to a function call, so now Python will ask whether you want to go into the function and execute line by line again, or do you want to just execute the function line in one shot. So that's what step into means and step return means. So if I use step here, let's say I write there step in this line number 8. Okay. So what will happen? It will go to the next line. Is anything there? No, it will finish this line directly. But if I say step into, then it will go inside the fact function, execute it, and then show me line by line execution of this function. So what we'll do is we'll start debugging. Okay. Right now it is in which line? Line number 1. Okay, we'll go debug. What is the shortcut for step? Control F10, and shortcut for step into is Control F11. All right. So we'll use that. Control F10. Which line it comes directly to now? 8. Why? Because this is function definition. So it doesn't need to execute it. It just reads it and then comes to line number 8. Now, but from line number 8, we have to go into the function. So we say F11. Okay. It jumps to the function now. You see line number 1 it is highlighting here. Here also it is highlighting line number 1. Fine. All right. Now we'll do we'll step. Okay. Now what happens? So n value it is showing as what here? 5. Okay. I do F10 again. It ran this line which was p equal to 1. So then p variable also got created with the value 1. Then it says for I in range 1 comma n plus 1. So we will go to this step. I becomes what initially? 1. N is what? 5. P is what? 1. Then after it executes this line number 4. After the execution of line number 4, I is still what? 1. Now it comes to the loop part again. Then it will again execute and I becomes what? Now what? 2. Now it will execute line number 4, becomes what? P becomes 2. P gets changed. Next I execute again. It comes to this line again 4. I becomes 3. I execute. Take the next step. P becomes 6. Like that you can see the change in the state of variables. Now once again it will happen. It comes 120. Then it goes to loop finishes. Now it goes to return statement. It says return P. Once I do that, what is the last value of P? 120. So that value will get returned. Step. Now the problem is it has entered into the print function. Definition of print function. Do we want to stay here inside the definition of print function? No. So there was a last step. step return. Step return means finish the current function. So I'll do step return here. Does it come out? No. Yeah, now it came out. Fine.
Step return, you have to press Control F.
You can use shortcuts. All right.
Every time.
Yeah. These are the shortcuts you can see there directly. So this can help you trace the code using debugger. This is a debugger. Allows you to go over your piece of code line by line instead of in one shot. But I would suggest you to practice manually first and then use this if you want. Okay. There is something called as breakpoint also. You can insert a breakpoint at some line. Is there an option there? Insert breakpoint. Not showing. There's something called as breakpoint also. I know how to do it from command line. In this also there should be, there's set or clear breakpoint. Set or clear means, so what I want to do when this code starts running, I don't want to reach till this line step by step. I just want my code to continue, and once it reaches this step, stop, so that after that I can debug. So that's called as a breakpoint. So you can insert a breakpoint, okay, and that's also there. You can try set or clear breakpoint. It should go fine. All right. So that's your debugging. Good. Anything? Any problem? You can use Spyder for that. All right. Understood this code now? Yes, no, something? Fine? Sure you understood? Everyone, online guys, you got it? Now give me a function, quick, in 5 minutes, right? Not 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Write a program, write a function, get underscore rand underscore list. See, when I give you the name of function, use the same name, all right? Which should a list of 5 random numbers. Quick, do it. Next week we will be doing if else, okay? And that would be the last easy topic. Fine. After that, we'll do libraries and some better topics. Do it fast. Write a function get underscore ran underscore list, which should return a list of 5 random numbers. Okay. List of 5 random numbers means import module random and generate 5 random numbers, add it to a list, and the function should return back the list. Getting the question? No? So which part did you not get? Pause. Syntax for?
Yes.
Okay. So what it means is, if I call function like this, a equals to get underscore rand underscore list. So the result of a should contain some list of random numbers. Let's say 10, 3, 4, 100, 99, something. 5 random numbers. This should be the result. So that when I print a, I should see a list with 5 numbers, any 5 numbers. But that should be generated from your code. And each time I call this function, the list should change. Okay. Now got it or not? Try. Okay. And did I give you the range of random numbers? No one asked also. Range of random numbers, number should be between 100 and 200. You always, if you're going to an interview, if you don't ask questions to an interviewer, it's bad. You don't know something, that's a different thing. But you have a doubt on something, ask it, make it clear. All right? Make it a habit. Since I didn't give you the range of random numbers, you should have asked in what range the random number should be. If you are not too busy just solving it, okay? Don't be busy solving it, think. Try now. Try it quickly, paste whatever solution you have, and after some time, paste even half solution, no problem. I'll tell you what's wrong, how to fix it. Whose code is this? Done. Whatever you have written, paste it. Whatever. Half code, no code, then just paste your name. Okay. Anything that you have written. Stop typing, paste it. Online guys also, everyone. There are 10 people online. Okay. Anyone joined from class? No, I don't think anyone is joining. So paste it quick. Paste it, guys. Everyone. With your names, paste it. Don't just paste. Paste your name also. Don't wait for it to finish, paste it. Quick. One, two, three, four. Whose code is first one? If you want, you can set colors also there. Sorry, put your name also there in the corner. Fine. So when you hover over that thing, you will see the name also. It says unknown author. So you can see, but I would suggest people write their name. Would be better. Okay, only one person has the name. Anyways, fine. So okay, 1, 2, 3. Still others, raise your code. Tawfiq, Shweta, Shivangi, Shashi, Shashank has pasted fine. Samar, Sadanand, and okay, you two have pasted and Afid. Your codes wrong, right, doesn't matter, paste it. Does this part work? This one for I in C and T. It would give an error. So it is giving an error. Int object not iterable. This line.
Yeah.
First, it will give you indentation error and a syntax error in this line. Okay, I'll just show you one thing. See, what happens is when you see some errors, let's say it says import random. Is line number 1 correct or not? Line number 1 is correct. If I run this code, it gives me syntax error, invalid syntax. Line number says line number 2. Line number 2 means here. It points an arrow also there. That here is the error. What is missing there? Sorry? Colon. This simple. Once I put it, the error changes. Now it goes to line number 3. It says what? It is telling you what to do. So what you will do now, you will put all this code after indentation. Why? Because this belongs to the function. Okay. This belongs to function. It means it should be indented. Now if I run it again, there's no error, but it's not giving me any output. Why? And what should I write there? Okay. Okay, I just copied the function. All right. So these 2 lines we need there. So we'll put this line inside the function or outside the function? Outside, like this. Now when I run it, it says print something. Int object is not iterable. So it tells in which line it is there. For I in C in T. What is C in T? Which is 5. So here can I put a sequence or can I put an integer? Sequence. So range of 1 comma. Why 1 comma? No problem. Am I using this I variable anywhere inside the loop? It's just for counting. So whether it starts from 0 and goes till 4 or it starts from 1 and goes till 5. No. When it starts from 0, it goes till 4. 4 means 5 times only. Alright, so now if I run it, what is the error? Int object is not iterable again. But in which line? Equal to list of random.randint. When you say random.randint, it gives you what? One number. Can you convert that number to a list? What should I do to fix it? No. Can we convert a number to a list? No. See, when you are working with list, what you have to do is you have to create an empty list initially. Let's say L equals to blank, and prefer to not use the variable name as L. The reason is 1 and L look similar. If I type 1 here, it looks like this. If I type in some other editor, it might look same. Or maybe like capital I also. People get confused. So I would use a variable name A. So just like how we find product and sum, I initially create an empty list. And then I have to do what? Append. Because in a list, I'll add a number one by one. So what should I write there? A dot what? Fine. Now it gives me some error. Sorry, L is not defined. So works now. But why is it giving me none there? When you say get random list, it gives you back what? The list. And then you print it and then store it. So can you fix it yourself now? So when you call this get random, it gives you back a result. You can store it directly and then print R. How it works. Fine. Clear what to do? So make a habit of fixing errors. Who's next? Okay, we'll see this code. Random as Rn, get rand list A equal to list. Fine. A dot append. Print A. Does this work? Niharika? It would give name error.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working. How come? I doubt. Let me try. But is it giving you the correct result? It's working is fine, but does it give you what is expected? That's the question. It gives me 1020 true. Why? Because earlier in this Jupyter notebook, I had created a list by the name A, which contained 10, 20, and true. If you, okay, I'll tell you one thing. Leave your system, see carefully now. There is something called as scopes, and then you will get to know why this gives me this result. Scopes means if I define a function, let's say I define a variable A equals to 10, fine. I define a function, and then I say print bracket A. Print bracket A. Let's call it main. So that we get to know from where A is getting printed, and then I say func. So when I define this variable A here, and I say def func print A, it prints the value of A. What is it printing? Here, 10. All right. And inside main also, what is the value of A? 10. Okay. Now this is Jupyter Notebook. Now let's take this code to Notepad++. 5. Fine. I'll save it, and I will save it inside a new folder. I'll create for functions. Okay. Inside this folder, let's call it f1.py. And how to run the code? Right click, open containing folder in CMD, and Python f1.py. Works fine, works same, gives you the correct output, 10 and 10. All right, fine. Do you get it or not? See the code carefully, each and every line, no need to type anything. I'll upload the scripts, practice it at home with different examples on your system in command line and Notepad++. Don't try these examples on Jupyter. Don't. That's why I'm not writing. Let's say I move this line A equals 10. Sorry. I'll show you. Okay. Let me take the code that he had written. I'll take this. Okay. I'll keep it inside a new script. I'll save it. It was running there, but giving wrong output. Now if I go there, Python, does it run? No. It says name error. Did it give the name error there? No. So sometimes some things might go wrong. So let's see the code now. I save it again. I run. It works fine. Same output. So whether I put a above the function or below the function doesn't matter. Okay, at least right now. But if I move this thing below this part, before the function, I call the function before creating a. Now see, it says name error. Why? Because when you say print a, Python will look if there is anything by the name a present at that point when the function is getting executed, at the point where function is getting executed. So if it is not there, it will give you error, name error. It doesn't exist. In the previous case, what was happening was I define a here. Okay. When does the function get called? In line number 6. So after I have created a, can Python find out what is a? Yes. So it won't give you a name error. All right. Another thing is, I'll take this same code, I'll write it there, and in this function, I'll say a equals to 100. All right. And I'll print it 2 times, a, main 1 and main 2. All right. Can you see it now? And tell me what will it print when I run this code? See, there is one print line in line number 7. It will print what?
10.
Is 10. Then you call func. Func goes there, jumps there. A becomes what? 100. It will print what? Only 100, the number, not main 1, main 2. Okay. Then after that, it will come back to line number 9 and it will print what?
100.
100 or 10. There are only 2 options. 100 or 10. So it will be 10, 100. Third line will be 10. Why? Because when you define a variable inside a function, it's only inside the function. Can you use it outside? No. So this a is separate from this a. So if I define there a b equals to 10, is there any global b available?
No.
If I put there a print b, what will happen? Any b exists outside the function? No. So it will give me what? Name error. So if I go to this code now, when I say a equal to list, will this a be available outside here? No.
No.
So if I run this in Jupyter Notebook, it keeps all the previous variables also. So if I have defined a previously, will it take its value? Yes. Will it give me any error? No. But will it give me wrong output? Yes. But if I do the same thing in this Notepad++, will it even run? No, it won't even run. Fine. Now you get, is it clear, Niharika, why you are getting wrong output? So this function that you have written, it should preferably return the result. You should write there a return a. And then store it inside some variable. Let's say r equals to this thing and then this thing. Now it will be better. Fine.
Okay.
Clear about your code?
Yeah.
Okay. Others, you also please focus what other people are doing mistakes. So these 2 codes done. What next? Shivangi, does your code work?
No.
No?
It is not even printing anything.
No, is it? No, is it not even giving any error?
No. Error it was giving. I fixed that.
Okay.
But after that, means indentation problem was there. I was writing in Notepad++. So that I fixed, but it is not giving me any error. Means any output.
Okay.
Like,
Let me take this code. I'll paste it in Jupyter Notebook. You tell others, don't tell anything. Okay. This code is entirely part of function, or is there any code outside the function also?
All is part of one function.
So this is one function definition. So
Yes.
this is definition. Does the system execute when you define the function? Does it get executed also? Means when I run this code, will the system call this function or not by itself?
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
you have written a call to this function here
Inside.
in line number 5 and 6, but you have put that as part of function.
Okay.
So that should be outside. Now, if you run it, it works. It starts to execute, but now it says a different error. It says get randint missing required one positional argument n. So
Okay,
what should I do?
We have to give any value.
Okay. Let's say I give a value now. It gives me what? Only one number. Now the code is working and it is fine. It gives something, but is it the correct result that we expect? No.
No.
So please update your code. Try to fix it by what should be there. So I'll paste this code and try to update it yourself. And who is next?
Okay.
See, works or doesn't work doesn't mean that it's good. It should work properly and you should understand the logic and behavior of the language and how to fix it. If you're getting an indentation error, you should know where to remove the space or where to put a column. It doesn't mean that you put a space anywhere and just remove the compilation error. No. Okay. It's not about removing the error. Understand your code. Okay, Shweta, your code. What does it work? Shweta is there. Yeah, looks like it works. Okay, let's see. Fine. Oh, I pasted this code again.
Actually, Gaurav, it works, but it will not give me the form of list. It's just numbers.
It says number.
Numbers, but not the list.
And why?
I think I'm not getting.
No, just read your code. See, whatever you write, system is not intelligent that it will modify your code. It will do what you have written. So if it is not doing as expected, it means you have written something which should be changed. All right. So first thing is you have created a list there, x equal to list. That's fine. Okay, empty list. Then you say for I in range 0, 5. What does it do? A loop.
Yeah.
You're writing there x dot append, and but what you are appending? Just see there carefully. You are appending this thing. What?
To get the random values between 100 to 200.
No, read carefully what you have written, the line, entire line. Print of random random.
It's printing only that part.
So print
Not appending. Okay.
Just wait. Just wait. Print does what? Prints on screen.
Yeah.
But what does it return back after printing? Does print need to return anything, any result? Does it do any calculation?
No.
No. So what does print return? Have you guys ever checked? Have you ever stored the result of print anywhere till now? Yeah, you did. What did you get there? You got none. Remember, r equal to print of something. So if you say print bracket 100, let's say, and I say I store it inside r, what will be present inside r?
100.
I just said what will be present. None. Print always returns none. It never returns what you print. What is the job of print? To print something, or does it do calculation also? No. So does it need to return any result back? No, it never returns any result. It always gives you none. Anytime, anything you put inside a print. All right. So it always gives you none. Fine.
Okay.
So what is getting appended to the list now? None or the numbers? None. So if I go there and inside the function I write there print bracket x, what will it print? A list, but the list will contain what? None, 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 none. So what do I remove from there?
Print.
Now what does it contain? This thing. But do I need to print it from there? No. Now I run this code, but it doesn't print anything. Why? There is no print. I go there and I say x equals to, okay, let's say r equals to this thing, print bracket r. It prints what? None. Why? What should I do now? The function should, as per the question, return what? Return a list of 5 numbers. To return, what do you write?
Return keyword.
Return x. All right.
Okay.
And see, this list should actually be created outside the function or inside the function. It should ideally be inside the function. Okay. I want to create a new list and then return it. All right. If I run this code now, it works like this. But if I move this return outside the function, so will this list be created each time the function is called, or will it be using the same list? Right now it works fine, but bad things might happen. So prefer to write this there. Okay. Now it's fine. All right. Did you guys understood? Not just you, Shweta. It's everyone who has to understand. So when you see some errors, fix it step by step. How? Print the values. What is the value at the current point? Try to put print statements to see the value of variables, how they are changing. Only then you will get to know how the code is flowing, and write it with a pen and paper. Trace it. Okay. You won't learn logic without that. So this done. Next topic. So does your code work, Tawfiq, or do you know how to fix it?
No, sir. It's not working.
You don't. Yeah, that I know it doesn't work. Do you know how to fix it?
No.
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 Do you want to try by looking at other people's code? Okay, I'll tell you whose code is correct. Let's start from top. Okay, Mega has written something x dot append. That's not correct. Okay, it will be wrong. Mega, you're there. Do you know how to fix it?
Actually, I thought I forgot for loop.
Yeah, you forgot one. Fine, just try to fix it. Okay.
Okay.
Who's there next? Shashank. So Shashank, does your code work? It works, but does it give you correct result? No. Do you understand? Did you understand by now how to fix it? Okay, you fixed it. Can you paste the fixed code? Would be great. Okay, Aishwarya. Okay. Okay. I'll see your fixed code by Monday then. All right. Amrish, your code. Paste your fixed code. Okay. Whose code is this one? And this one. There are two pieces of code. Okay, this one was, I think I deleted already. Whose code is this? Is it yours, Tawfiq, or whose code is this one? Or did I modify it? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. And who did not paste? Okay, someone said someone is traveling. I forgot who told me. All right, so fine. So guys, if you're not getting, you can ask questions. Don't blindly write code. If something gives you error, you can ask, it is giving me this error. You need to understand the behavior of the programming language and logic. How will you get it? Practice. But you can ask questions. You use Google. Try to understand what the interpreter is saying. Read the errors that you get properly. If I miss a column here, if I miss a bracket here, let's say I remove this bracket, it gives me invalid syntax and return X. Does it tell me error in this line? No, it says error is in next line. Sometimes error will be somewhere else and Python will tell you somewhere else. Might happen. So, but please try to understand the language. Okay, language is just a tool, but you need to understand. Fine, spend some time, please. Okay, otherwise there won't be any point of joining this course. I am telling you very clearly. If you are investing time, for me at least, time is very important. I consider it very important thing, and I don't waste any time. Okay, and I don't even let other people waste my time. Fine. My time is very important to me. Okay, I'm spending time with you guys. Okay, I'm being paid for that. I'll get paid whether you do anything or not. But if I am spending time, it should be useful. Okay, getting paid is one thing, but my job is for you people to learn. So please learn. You face any problem, ask me. Why I say do some study before asking? Because what question you ask might be completely irrelevant. I will still answer, but I have to see that other people's time also doesn't get wasted. So study a bit and ask questions. I am ready to answer, but study and ask. How much you need to study? A lot. Okay. If you're thinking that it will just, you will attend the course and it will happen, no. Till the time you don't study 3 times what I teach or 4 times what I teach, nothing will happen. I told you this book. Did anyone even try to look it and download? No? Are you waiting for weekend? You will do everything in weekend. Do you think? It took me few years to learn Python the way I know now. Do you think you will get it inside 3 months of the course? And 3 months is not just Python. This month only is Python. Next month, what will happen? Statistics? Fine. All right. Will you learn it so quickly? No? With statistics, when you will get Python, you don't know Python, you don't know statistics, what will happen? You will get frustrated, you will get irritated a lot. I am telling you, you will get frustrated, literally frustrated that what is happening? I'm not getting anything. Do you want to wait for that to happen? So don't wait for weekend. Practice now. Okay. Don't wait till the point you get frustrated. I know it will happen. And then you will see me around. Okay, you guys won't see me around. The reason is I won't be here at that point of time when you would be attending other classes. But for other people who have attended the earlier batches, I see those people, they get irritated, and that's what I tell them. Practice. If you don't practice it now, you will have to do it later anyways. So why are you wasting time? Practice, please. Okay. I can fix all your errors, it won't take me much time. But why? Just by looking at your code, I can tell you what error you will get by the name of error. Why? Because when I get an error, when I see an error, I read the error and I fix it based on that. This Python programming language is very easy and very good. Okay. Reason is when you see an error, it's a very meaningful error and it pinpoints where the error is, except in some cases when I remove the bracket. It says in next line. Have you ever seen C++ code? Have you seen the errors that you get in C++ code? Ever seen very good errors? A page long error. The entire page is filled with error, and you have done just one small mistake. There might be 10 brackets. 10 brackets, I'll just tell you how it would look like. Okay, I'll just show you. First, you have that many number of brackets. Okay, sometimes. Now, if you miss something or something goes wrong, it will give you an error of 10, 20 lines. All right, and it would be completely unreadable. You are safe that you are studying Python. It gives you sensible, meaningful errors. All right. This, when you get errors in C++, the error will look like computer is saying something in its language, not in your language. In Python, it gives you very sensible errors. I remove the bracket, invalid syntax, it points where. In case of brackets, the problem is it points in the wrong direction. That's the only problem. Otherwise, for quotes, also it gives error in wrong direction. It says EOL while scanning string literal. But you still get, there is something wrong with the string literal. Okay, not some alien kind of error. Apart from that, apart from bracket error and quotes error, it will always tell you where the error is properly. And if I remove this thing, or if I write by mistake something like this, x dot append, let's say someone had written a list. Okay, you had written a list. I'll do this. So, okay, that's invalid syntax because there is an extra bracket, not int list. You see something? This thing is the stack trace back. It says trace back. Did anyone notice it says trace back? Did you read the meaning, or did you just started fixing? It says trace back. Trace back means the error started from this line. Then it went to which line? This line. Why? Because you called the function in this line, line number 9. So, but in line number 9, what was there? Call to this function. This function did some operation. This function gave an exception. Now, once this exception happens, it started from where? In this line. Then it went to which line? Line number 9, because this line had started the function. So it comes in reverse order. It means from where the error started will always be found at the end. Did you notice that? So make a habit of reading. See what is happening around you. Don't ignore it. You ignore it, nothing will happen to me. You will see what happens yourself. So don't let it happen. I don't want that. Okay. So practice. Weekend has also come. Now from next week, I'll expect you guys practice on weekdays. How much time do you guys want to spend on Python or this thing? How much time? Let's say a week. In a week, how much time? Apart from the class that I am taking, yourself.
2 to 3 hours.
Per day, 2 to 3. It's too much. 3 hours, let's say. How much you want to spend? Okay, fine. You're not working right now.
Actually, I'm working, but I'm not able to.
No, working in the sense working job.
No, I'm not.
Fine. That's fine for you. You're also not working.
Yes.
So fine for you. For you guys who are working, how much time do you wish to spend?
At least 1 hour. Like 1 hour in a day.
How much
At
are you
least
spending?
1 hour.
1 hour are you spending every day? Okay, you are spending. I can see some improvement in your code also. Okay.
Gaurav, I'm also spending.
Okay. Niharika, okay, I can see that from your code actually. Others, now that's why I'm saying I know who writes what kind of code. I know who is writing what code and what kind of error some person is doing, what level of error. There is a level of error. Someone doesn't put a column, that's a different error. Someone writes logic wrong, that's a different error. Someone writes something wrong in the logic. There are different levels of error, I can say. Each person is at a different level. I can see from your code. That's why I said paste whatever you have written till now. Okay. It tells me that what errors you have seen and what you were trying to fix. From your code, I can understand. Okay, fine, Niharika and you. You guys, 1 hour you are spending already. Okay. You don't have laptop. Fine, we'll discuss next week once you have it.
I'll be clear by like my hope so Monday.
I expect you will learn better because you are already teaching. So people, you will be able to get things faster, much faster. Okay. Online others. Tafik, you are also not working. And your friend also. So I would expect more time from you guys. Others, Megha and Sadanand, Samar, Shashank, Shashi and Shivangi. So guys, please spend time. Okay. Do you think 1 hour is sufficient? At least you are spending 1 hour. 1 hour is good enough. Okay. But that won't be sufficient. If you can get more time, make a habit of reading things. Just read them. What happens is when you read things, they don't. I'll tell you how I study. Okay. Let's say I want to study a new programming language. First, what I do is the first thing that is different. See, every person is in a different state. My state is different, yours is different. If I want to study a new language, I just want to study. I don't want to use it, let's say. Just for my learning, I want to study. I would take a book or something, I would read the language. Read. I won't even install it on my system. I would just read the language. Read like a novel or a book, like a theory book. I would read because I have to understand what is the architecture of language, how the language works, what are the semantics, what is the syntax, what is the design of language. Once I get some idea of how the language behaves, behavior of language, then I'll read again. I won't read the entire book. I'll just read the basic few segments because in the beginning part, the author explains basics from where I get how the language is structured, what is the design, what is the implementation, what is the difference between this language and a language X. That's my way. Why I read like that? Because that suits me. You have to find how it suits you. Okay. For you guys, you are in a different situation. Mine is different. Why? Because you have to use that language also. So you cannot just read it. You have to do a combination. Read it, practice it. Read it, practice it. For me, then I would go after I've read it a bit. I'm learning Golang. Okay, right now. Have I written any piece of code in Golang till now? No. I've been learning it since a month. Am I studying it every day? No, because I have lots of time to study. That's fine. But I have a book which I read. It's programming, but I'm still reading it as theory, not writing any piece of code. There's online resources. I read that. I read the code there also. I don't write anything. Now, in last 1 or 2 days, I've started writing something. Okay, but will you do that? No. You need to write it right now, immediately. Are you writing with me? Yes. Fine. So you're writing code. Do you need to write more? Yes. But if you add theory or studying the language itself from a book in parallel, will it be much better? Yes. You will understand much better what I am saying when you will read it from a book. Okay. You don't need to write the code that is there in the book. Why? Because you're already writing it here. But read the book. Just read it like a novel. Read. Okay. Think I will read 20 pages every day. Please do that. Fine. Learning is not just you will go like an ox and learn. It's not like that you will keep on writing and you will learn. People can learn in a year, people can learn in a month also. It's smart learning. You have to find the best way which helps you learn the best way. I have found mine. You have to find yours. Now I'm advising you which way helps, because I have analyzed how I learn better, how other people also learn better. Okay, that's my job, because I'm teaching. I need to know how people learn better, even how I learn better. How you learn better, practice you are doing here a bit. Read a book in parallel. Try to find some time, download it in the phone, read it. Okay, just read it. Don't type code. Who is asking you to type code? I have already given you assignments. You practice them, you will get enough practice. But is it enough? Nothing is enough. You get time, do more. So I don't want you guys to be like, I'm not getting anything after this Python. Yeah, it should not be like that. Should not be, but it will be like that. Then what you will do? No, it will be like that. I can tell you with 100% guarantee, except for 1 or 2% who know a bit about machine learning and Python already and programming already, who are not a bit, who are quite good at it already, quite good. I'm saying good. Fine. So if you are not good at programming already, you will need to repeat. But that's what people do, and that's a good thing, because when you will repeat the course itself, maybe online, or you will watch the videos, obviously you will learn. Will I learn machine learning the first time I do it? No. I know machine learning already. I have spent much time on machine learning. So if now someone teaches me something advanced in machine learning, will I get it immediately? No. Will I get it the second time? Most likely. Will you get it in the second time? No, not at all. Third time? No. Fourth time? Maybe. So the number of repetitions change. That's it. Repetitions will be there for you also, for me also. I spent a good time learning the mathematics of machine learning. So if someone explains me the mathematics now, will I get it faster? Yes, because my brain has now become tuned to understand it. That's it. You have to tune your brain. How? Now I've told you. Go read and practice. Don't, now you have weekend, practice on weekend. But the problem is, if you keep everything for weekend, you cannot, you will get burnout. Your brain will burn out.
What I'm doing in class, and if I get the chance in office or else the same program I'm writing.
You're writing. Okay.
And after that,
that's very good. Actually, I'm not saying weekend again and again just for you. So don't take it like that, please. No. I'm not saying just for you. I'm saying for everyone, because that's what people do. They wait for weekend. Weekend will come and go. You won't get. Something will happen on weekend, and you will be busy in that, and it will pass. And you will say, okay, I'll study Python in night. Night you will feel sleepy. You will say every morning I'll wake up. You won't wake up in morning, and then gone. Like that it happens. Even it's for me also. If I keep some task for some time that I'll do tomorrow, okay, in the night I'll do, then in the morning I will do, it never happens. If I have to do, I do it then, and it happens. Because I'm doing it now, it will happen. But keep it for later, doesn't happen. If I say I have to prepare an assignment for you, I'll do it tomorrow morning, now I'm feeling sleepy, it won't happen. I have seen that, it doesn't happen. If I make it then itself in the night, it will happen. At least I started, then I will wake up in the morning also and complete it. But if I haven't even started, it won't happen. I won't be able to give you assignment. Same thing for you. We are same. You and me.
We complete all our assignments.
No, I don't bother whether you complete all or not. The thing is, you understand it or not, what you are writing. You write blindly. You solve all assignments blindly, useless. You solve half assignments, You know what you are doing, you know what you are writing, you know why you write import, you know what is the meaning of def keyword, why you put a space there, why you put that bracket there, not the other bracket. Then it's good. I am happy with that. You solve only 2 assignments, no problem. But after those 2, you will automatically solve the remaining 2 also. I don't need to worry then. It will happen. So guys, I have not taught you about functions. I needed to complete a part of functions. I'm leaving it. The reason is practice. You know a bit about functions. You'll find an assignment also on functions. I know you cannot solve it complete. If you can, it's good. If you cannot, no problem. Try to do it well. Try to understand meaning of what you are doing, not just doing. Why? What is range? Did anyone go and read Google range? W3 schools, let's see what it says. Okay, before W3 schools, I'll open it in a new tab. Is there Python's official documentation? Do you know on which page you will find official documentation? Python.org. It says built-in functions. Is range a built-in function? Yes. So as you read, you will start to get some keywords also that I say while teaching you. Built-in. So these are many built-in functions. Can you find print there? Yes, you will start linking things when you read. So that's why I'm saying read. Because when you read theory, you start to link things in your mind. Automatically it will happen. You won't. And when you search range there, so okay, we'll go to the top and go for range directly from here. Range is there. Fine. Range, syntax, start, stop, step. Rather than being a function, range is actually an immutable sequence. Do you see the words that I say? Fine. It says instead of being a function, it is actually immutable sequence type as documented in ranges and sequence type. Now you need to go and see this. Ranges, range represents same line, but now it has more explanation. The arguments to range constructor must be integers. Now what is constructor? You can Google that. Must be integers, it is telling it should be integers. You can read the step argument is omitted. It defaults to 1. Okay. If start argument is omitted, it defaults to. That's what I have been saying, but it's written in a different way. How programming languages specification or documentation is written. Make a habit of reading this.
Constructor is written same as C++.
Same, exactly same. Name is different. In Python, how you define a constructor is different, but same thing.
Initialize the first and
Yes, yes, correct. For a positive step, it tells you everything and it gives you examples also. When you will read this, you will understand behavior of range yourself. When you will look at all this code and the result, and then it gives you description. Once you read this much, you will understand what range does. No need to read everything. You don't have that much amount of time. So you need to understand the depth. You have to decide how deep you want to go. At a point, you have to stop also. You cannot just keep going down, down, down. Because you are here for machine learning, not for Python PhD. Okay? Fine. So please spend time, good amount of time on it. It will take time. From Python that you will be using. Everything that you will do in machine learning in Python, in terms of Python, will be completely new. Completely new. Okay. It's like I will tell you 1 plus 1 gives you 2. Okay. Then you will see what? A very big number plus very big number. Ultimately, you are doing plus only, but with very big numbers. So how things will be seen will be completely different. Completely different. But ultimately, you are using Python only for that. Instead of range, there will be something completely new function. So you will have to understand how that function behaves.
I've seen a couple of videos like they used to change the data by omitting columns. So there are lots of things like
yeah, lots of things, lots. Next week you will also see many different things from what we are doing right now. Yes, yes.
We have the farmers, standard deviation. So the farmers, they are going to achieve.
You don't have to write the formula. Formula is there in the form of a function. Call the function, get back the result. But how to use the function and how to change the behavior of a function, that will be your job. Reading this documentation or some kind of documentation is very important, understanding it. Start doing it now, make it a habit. Your trainer will expect you to be habitual to this. because they are from programming background. If someone is completely new to programming, make it a habit. You are from college. If you are from college, you haven't seen source code of a big product. If you haven't seen, it will be very different. How people work, they read documentation and then work. That's it. Simple. Make a habit of reading documentation and understanding. So that's it for today from my side. Okay. Now you know what to do. Okay. We'll continue from functions next week, and next week we will also do if else. And after if else, we will directly jump to a library called as NumPy. Okay. Practice NumPy after that. Depending on who takes your next trainings, whether they will use NumPy for data science or whether they will use something else for data science will vary from trainer to trainer. So don't expect that if I have given you one library, same library will be used. Understanding one library will help you understand the other one also. But don't expect two libraries will be same. If they are same, why not one library? They are different, that's why there are two libraries. Okay. So you should be able to learn new things, okay, by understanding their behavior. Start reading today. Okay, fine. Any questions you guys have right now? No? I'll have some on Monday. Be prepared. Yeah. Okay, where at the end or in the middle somewhere? Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. What is wrong actually? No. See, you wrote the code. What do you expect as the result? What is coming actually right now? So you have to compare what you want, what is coming. It is coming in float.
Yeah.
So what operation are you doing which may give you a float? Just look at your code. If you are getting a float, it means some operation you are doing which might give you a float.
And
Which operation is generating float? In your code, just see.
I need to put
Slash.
double slash here.
But after this, what happens? See, when you do n slash modulus 10, what do you get? The last digit. Once you have used it, you need to remove it. How do you put a decimal before a digit? Divide by 10 or 2.
10.
So what is missing there? So if you would have just done one thing, while testing this code, you would have written, if you want to check what is wrong, print the values of the variables that you're using. You print their p, n. Now when the loop will run, it will print all the values. So you'll get to know, okay, after division, I am instead of getting 3, I am getting 17. So put a habit of debugging your code, put print statements there. Print all the values. You will get to know how to debug the code. But how will you get to know? Put a print there and then run the code. See, now if I run your code with a print there, so I get, okay, first time it is giving product as p as 4, and but the value of n is what? 17. It should have been what? 3. But it is giving it y because it is dividing by 2. So when you put prints there, you get to know what is wrong. So make a habit, put print the values of variables in the code, so that you get to know how your code is flowing, what is happening at where. Otherwise, how will you get to know what your computer is doing? Either you go to Spyder or debug, or you put print. People prefer different ways. Up to you. Okay. Make a habit of using both debugger and your print, both. All right. Fine. Any other questions? No? Okay, I'll upload today's notebook, which is incomplete because we are yet to do functions. Fine. And we'll discuss that on Monday. Online guys, any questions you have? Anything? No? I am yet to check other people's code on Etherpad for that one function. So fine, anyways, we'll do something new on Monday regarding this thing. All right, but practice. Okay. And see other people's code also. When someone submits assignment, go see what they have written. If you think their code is wrong, discuss on group. Looks like your code is wrong. And don't get offended. All right, fine. It will be very helpful, but people don't do it. People are afraid. Point fingers. Okay. There's nothing good better. Just do what you want to do. Do. Don't bother.
Will not behave like pressure.
Behave like anything. I don't care. Behave like anything. Don't be afraid. Ask question. What will happen? Your salary will reduce. No. You won't get married. No. Someone will give you a certificate. Best person ask dumb questions. No. What happens? Nothing. People will forget the next day. Everyone is busy. I am busy. I will forget. It doesn't matter. So ignore it. Fine.